Hello coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. In this video we're going to talk about a very special Buffalo nickel. We're going to talk about the 1936 3.5 leg Buffalo nickel. Now you might be a little bit more familiar with the 1937 3-leg Buffalo nickel, but the 1936 is a little bit more rare. So on the PCGS website they have a survival estimate. That shows you the survival rate that they estimate for all grades, Mintage 60 or better, Mintage 65 or better. So the all grades for the 1937 3-leg Buffalo nickel is 10,000 estimated survival rate. However, the 1936 3.5 leg only has an estimated survival of 300 of those coins. So that's what we're going to get into in today's video. Before we get into that, let me promote the channel a little and recommend that you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. By subscribing, you also get notifications if you want for when I post videos, and subscribing helps promote my channel to other people. So if you're interested in sharing this information, consider subscribing, and that will help kind of the YouTube search rankings and the promotions as far as that goes. Now let's get right back into it. So I've got 4 coins in total right here. All of these you can come across while coin roll hunting. These ones right here, the Buffalo nickel and the wartime nickel, are going to be a lot more common than the victory nickel right here at the top. Now the victory nickel was made from 1883 until 1913, so it was made quite a long time ago. Then in 1913 they switched over to the Buffalo nickel, which was made from 1913 until 1938. Then later came this one right here, which is just a standard Jefferson nickel on the obverse, but on the reverse it has a very large mint mark at the top. That indicates that it's one of those silver wartime nickels, which was made from 1942 until 1945. So these ones right here have some silver content in them. These other ones right here do not. They are just copper nickel clad coins. And now I'll remove those ones and focus in on these Indian head / Buffalo nickel ones that you see right here. Now if yours looks something like mine, you will see that the date is worn out. So the date on both of these is actually worn out. That one you can kind of see, it looks like maybe 29, but this one it's completely washed out. And that's because that's kind of the high point on the obverse of the coin, so that's going to be one of the first areas that wears out. If you have one that doesn't have a date on it, unfortunately it's not rare, it just means that it's well circulated. All of the ones that were coming out of the mint did have dates on them that I'm aware of. If you're aware of the mint misplacing any dates, I don't really see how that could happen. The date was probably part of the master die. Now some of them are missing mint marks on them. That's because they would stamp the mint marks separately from the entire like master die. Now let's get into that rare era coin that I was talking about earlier. We're talking about the 1936 3.5 leg Buffalo nickel. Now what that looks like is that you have your standard back legs right here, and then you have the front leg right here, and then this one right here is actually missing a hoof. So it's only got a half of leg in the front, and that's what gives it the name the 3.5 leg error coin. Now how that happened is very similar to the 1937 kind of missing leg completely, in that one of the dies was over polished. So the die is the part of the metal part that smashes into the blank planchet and imprints the design on it. Now the dies are only good for a certain amount of presses, and then they start to fade. And once they start to fade, then you have kind of more errors to them. Sometimes what they would try and do, instead of just throw out a die completely, is that they would try and polish it back up. So that's likely the case for the 1936 3.5 leg Buffalo nickel, is that the die got worn out and they tried to over polish it, and that's why there are only estimated 300 of all of the grades. Interestingly though, 1936 was also the highest year of production for the Buffalo nickel. In 1936, there were 119 million of them made. Now, the lowest year is 1927, in which there are just under a million of them made. There are 970,000 made in 1928. 1927 at the San Francisco Mint, but 1936 the highest year of them all. And as a result of that, we've got some different era coins for 1936. In fact, there are 7 different era coins listed in the Cherry Picker's Guide. The Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Variety United States coins. Most of them are your standard repunch mint mark, double die reverses, and double die obverses. But the more interesting one is that 3.5 leg buffalo nickel. Now, PCGS has only graded the highest grade that they've graded for the 3.5 leg 1936 Denver Mint buffalo nickel is a Mint State 62. Now, a Mint State 62 isn't anything crazy as far as a high grade. You can see them graded all the way up until Mint State 66 by PCGS, but PCGS has graded only one Mint State 62 3.5 leg buffalo nickel. They have an estimated price guide of $16,000 for that particular coin. Hopefully you guys found this video interesting. That's kind of all the info I've got for today. If you're into coin collecting, like I said at the beginning of the video, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm doing my best to post videos every day in the evening time about some rare era coins or just some general knowledge about basic kind of coins that are part of my collection. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Take care and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy.